Bastard.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Bastard.
Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Bastard!
Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
This is Jon Snow.
Started from the bottom, now my whole team here.
He's king in the north.
Jon. Hi everybody. Hi Noga.
Hi, Gil.
How are you doing?
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Jon, Game of Thrones, season 8. Jon. Everybody thinks Jon is going to win, he's going to be king. No, I think he will end up exactly where he started. Without a home, without a family, without a place in the world.
Friendless, brainless, helpless, hopeless.
You are getting suffocated by the neck mic. It needs to be lower. It needs to be
Okay.
not only without a home and without a family, without a name. Without a name. What is his name? Oof.
Say my name.
Say my name, say my name. No.
No.
Jon, Aegon, who is? After his wife Daenerys will die by the hands of his former half-sisters, he is not a Stark. There's no Targaryen house. That sounds very tragic.
Yeah.
It's like his worst fears come to life. The two did the job, the two can go. It's a racist proverb in Hebrew. He will do the job, beat the long night, and then thank you very much, like Winston Churchill and stuff. No, now we don't really need you, thank you.
Well, of course, Jon Snow. I mean, it's it's like John Doe. I mean, the kind of anonymity, that lack of identity that he always had.
Right.
So now he's going into his real identity. It's like an identity is not something that you can just receive and then boom, you're that. I mean,
Right.
he's still John Doe. I mean, he is still this kind of like anonymous person.
Right. It's part of who he is, him being a bastard. Okay, so his genes are Targaryen, but his genes are being a bastard. It's a cornerstone of his character.
Exactly, like the genes of his psyche.
Right.
Like that's,
Foundations.
Yeah, but he always had this kind of like nature-nurture sort of, because in a way he always saw himself as a bastard, but other people around him saw him as a leader.
Right.
So it's like they sensed the Targaryen gene before he could...
Jon's the one to lead the fight against the dead. I know he is. But he can't do it alone.
But he was a reluctant leader.
He was always reluctant to be there, which is in a way part of the hero's quest. I mean, part of the the calling that people call him.
Refuse the call.
Exactly, he refused the call, but then something happens.
He had a few mentors. The mentors died. He had
Yeah.
the Maester, and he had Mormont, his Lord Commander.
Right. So
Also, the King Beyond the Wall. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, he met the witch like Melisandre. He met the maiden Ygritte. I mean, he met them all the archetypes. I mean, he's in his quest. He's like the
Right. He's like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings.
right.
But he has clearly stated that this is not Lord of the Rings, that it cannot be with a king who lives happily ever after and he's a just king. No.
No, because then we see, in the last season, then there's this whole like predestination thing, and like the Hound not dying because he has a purpose, and Jon Snow maybe not dying because he has a purpose.
He can't die.
He can't die until
As of
he
now,
defeats the Night King. I mean, there's a connection there also.
Right. And he wanted to die, right? In some way, he had a death wish. But now he has the ultimate reason to live, not just for the fighting that he doesn't really like, doesn't really love. So like his purpose in life was something that he said that he doesn't want, right? The thing that he's best in. Now he has another purpose in life, love.
Love, yeah.
Then he's gonna lose it. He's gonna have to play some kind of active part, willingly or unwillingly, wittingly or unwittingly, but he'll bear some kind of responsibility for the demise of his beloved. This is the story.
Yeah, but it's also the story of, he has loved before, And it's also, his story is about belonging, right? Like he's like, motivation is to belong, but also there's this kind of like innate belief that he can never belong anywhere.
Right.
And he's always parted. Like he was always, when he was with the free folks, then he wasn't really there.
Stark, he wasn't really a Stark.
Right.
When he was at the wall, when he came back,
Yeah.
no, you're part of the you're a wildling. And now you're not even part of the living because you're kind of dead, and you're not even a Stark now. Now that you're a Stark, you're not a Stark.
Yeah.
You're a Targaryen.
He's always, some kind of a hybrid or,
Yeah.
It's very difficult, not
Very
fun.
difficult.
And that's like one of the main questions that we ask. Are the characters, like, is there arc, Is it really going to be some kind of like psychological fulfillment of, just like closing things, repairing things? Or, yeah, exactly. So, his, like, main purpose is belonging. So we would want him to, he's found love and, they're part of the same heritage and, that could have been perfect, but,
Right. But no. And when he bring her over to see his family, right, he'll be like, please get along, right? He would want her to get along with Sansa, and he has not gotten along with Sansa last season. This is definitely foreshadowing for things to come. So now when he's like not a Stark, not a Targaryen, then maybe he can be like the middleman between everybody, and everybody will trust him that he has no ambition, that he can maybe be like the referee with all these different ambitions. But once he's part of her team as a Targaryen in this world, when he was crowned king in the north, people said specifically, he is Ned Stark's son. We have been fighting for the Starks for 1,000 years. This is why we choose you. Of course, you have other attributes, but each of them mentioned that. Now he's not Ned Stark's son, and he is not a Stark. So if they follow the Starks, the North, then they will have to choose someone else. And you bend the knee without telling us? You bend the knee to this foreign Targaryen? Why? Why? She would have come regardless. That's a very, very bad political move.
He's the uniter.
Right.
Yeah, like the unifier, the uniter.
Right. The wildlings.
Yeah,
come
like the
together.
ice and fire.
Ice and fire.
And the wildlings and and so maybe, there could also be another option that he doesn't defeat the Night King, he negotiates with him.
Right.
So,
in some way.
Like
Right.
that could also be
Right.
part of the...
Right, maybe he would understand what the Night King is after. Maybe,
Through
just
Bran
wanting-
or-
through Bran. Yeah, maybe wanting to die. Maybe he will have to, that's a theory that has been out there, I think we mentioned it also. Maybe he will have to sacrifice himself, and that will be a betrayal of Daenerys in some way. He's like, okay, I gotta go. So you're gonna stay here, bye. But but I have this feeling, maybe I'm wrong, that the way it will go down is that he will run away on a dragon. That's what I think. That after shit goes down, I think, remember in the first season with Lady, Sansa's direwolf.
I forgot the damned wolf.
We found no trace of the direwolf, Your Grace.
No. So be it.
We have another wolf.
Arya's direwolf attacked the prince,
As you will.
and Sansa's direwolf had to pay the price.
Right.
Had to die by a Stark hand, right? Ned said no, she won't die by some paid henchman. I will kill her. She's of the North. I have this feeling, if we're talking about repetition compulsion, maybe something will go down with Drogon. We talked about it. And then there's not Viserion, there is Rhaegal, the third dragon, Rhaegal. I think that people will say, afterwards Sansa will say, Rhaegal has to die. And he will be like, Ned, let me do it. I'm a Targaryen, I'm the blood of the dragon, I will do it. Hop on the dragon, fly away. So one direwolf was aggressive, the other direwolf, its sibling, had to pay the price. So maybe here a dragon, Drogon, will do something aggressive, will either run away or die, and then the other sibling dragon monster will have to pay the price. Like the direwolves were a threat and a danger to the Southerners, the dragons will be a threat and a danger to the Northerners and to everybody else, and they will say, okay, no,
Yeah.
this dragon has to go.
It makes sense to me that Drogon will run away because he has in the past.
Oh, right.
And it makes sense to me that there will be some kind of lynch on Rhaegal.
The least interesting dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
This one became white, a zombie. This
Yeah.
one ran away. Everybody knows Drogon. And this is the third
Yeah.
guy.
The other guy, yeah,
other
like
guy,
the Jose Carreras, like from the
From the...
you have like the Pavarotti, Placido Domingo, and the other guy, the third guy. It's like from Seinfeld.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Point made.
Yeah.
And then he will end the story as a person with no name, with no land, with no identity, with no community, with no belonging to anything. He will go west, I think, maybe hook up with Arya in some way. And this is the moment where you tell me what you said earlier, that if Arya is the one to kill Daenerys, then that's a problem.
Yeah, then that's a problem, yeah.
But both of them have no identity, no name, who they are, where they are. They both have the same emotional whatever problems. She killed my
Yeah.
wife.
See, that's a very common situation that is, there are so many papers about it. And, well, I mean, how can you forgive something like that, really?
Yeah, maybe that's a problem in my thingy. Okay, also we have to remember, okay, so Jon, it has been foreshadowed that he's not a king. He trusted Littlefinger. He's kind of simple, right? Doesn't want to lie. So after the war is done, if he is not the new Night King or doesn't have to sacrifice himself and he's still there, then he has to suck at politics and something has to happen that he does not foresee, right? So this could be when shit hits the fan. So maybe last shot, if roll with me, right? If he's whatever going somewhere, I feel like on a dragon, I feel like maybe the last shot would be that you'll see like him from behind on a dragon. Like you see, maybe you'll see the wings. Like you won't know exactly where he is, what happened, and then you have like a wide shot. You'll think it's over, and then he will be the last person that we're gonna see. You'll hear a dragon, and you'll see some wings. You'll see his back or something like that. Boom, that's all. Over. Season over. Show over. Boom. Called it. Confirmed.
Where will he go, though? I mean, where will...
Just west.
West.
Just somewhere that is just, yeah.
That could also be because, that's like the ultimate giving up of wanting to belong. Like...
Right. Going where there is no map even to show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just going to give up that idea
Yeah.
because it's just not going to happen. Like, the only way you can belong is by being a real John Doe.
And what will be his name? What will people call him? Hey, John? No. That's
No.
like his slave name, right?
Right.
Aegon? This is another interesting thing about this story. There are all kinds of stories about people who discover one day that they are princes, kings, princesses, queens, right? And it's always like super fun and romantic. And here it will be the opposite. It's like, oh no!
Yeah.
No, I think it will be very sad. Now he thinks he has a handle on things. What happens to a guy who has identity issues and problems when he finds out that his entire identity is not his own, is just a lie? And his father, whom he deeply respected, is not his father. He lied to him. What does that do to your psyche?
I mean, it can happen a lot. Like, there are all kinds of different
Okay.
stories in the family. That like the most common thing is like the mother gives birth, as a teenager, and then the grandmother raises the kid as her own, and stuff like that.
Or maybe your dad has kids outside the marriage, and you find out when you are maybe 20 that you find out you have more siblings, and
Yeah, I
then you
don't know
grow
people
up,
like that. Yeah.
and then you grow up and you find out you have more siblings that you didn't know about.
Yeah.
What happens when someone discovers that late in life that their family and their identity is not what they thought?
first of all, it's like it colors everything in retrospect in a way. Like, I mean, we do need some solid beliefs in our own lives and the people around us. You know, we need some kind of like,
Right.
so
Your dad is not your dad, your sisters are not your sisters.
right. Everything you've been told all your life is a lie.
Your name is not your name.
Your name is not your name. Your position is not your position. I mean,
You will be mad. How
Yeah.
much grief you caused me.
yeah.
Ned won't be there to explain to him. Robert would have killed you because you're a Targaryen.
Right. But, well, yeah, I mean, it's a question of how much of that history he will know. I mean, but...
Bran will tell him. No, but the moment he comes, Bran already knows. He comes into Winterfell, boom.
yeah.
Hey, John, come on. Listen.
Yeah, Bran will tell him, and he will probably also tell, you know, he will tell him what he saw of, you know, when Ned met Lyanna and
Right, right.
what she told
Yeah.
him. And so, I mean, I think that he will forgive Ned. I mean, I think that he will come to terms with it regarding Ned and,
Okay.
you know, in the crypts. I mean, going back to see that Lyanna, and there will be some kind of crisis, and then some kind of like coming to terms with
Right,
it.
resolution.
Yeah, a resolution.
And I think his identity crisis kind of mirrors the identity crisis of the realm.
Mm-hmm.
What are we? What is this kind of realm? To be a constitutional crisis. Are we now going back to the way things were, even though it didn't work? Are we going in a different direction?
Mm-hmm.
This is everything will come to a head. His end has to be sad. A lot of sad things need to happen to Jon.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of really kitschy, slow-mo war moments, fight moments.
Brooding and
Brooding, a lot of brooding.
a lot of brooding.
A lot of brooding. Slow-mo brooding.
Yeah.
And running towards war and stuff. Okay, whatever. Card is full. Sorry that the audio collapsed. So let's cut it short. Thank you for watching. Thank you, patrons, for supporting the channel. We'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.